From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It's Thursday, February 4th, right now on Good Morning Indiana.
The transition is already here. We're not going back now that people are used to getting their food just like that.
During the pandemic, more people are opting for carryout and delivery. We'll show you how a local program is helping local owners and chefs adjust.
A team of Hoosiers are working on a new way to test for COVID-19.
We have a confidence that it will be successful and we can make things happen.
Why they believe developing a breathalyzer could make a big difference.
Many women are trying to navigate pregnancy, delivery, and postpartum during this pandemic. How one Indiana native is working to help new mothers through fitness.
On this Thursday, we thank you for starting your day with Good Morning Indiana.
That's right. We want to get right to the forecast, right, Megan? Because it is chilly in this room. It is chilly outside. So we got to talk about it.
Oh, yeah. And you know, when I was driving in this morning, Todd, around like shortly before 3 a.m., it wasn't too bad, but I know that's going to change.
Yeah, you know, it's not as cold as it was yesterday when we had those wind chills in the single digits. So that's an improvement. And the other improvement is going to be during the afternoon hours, as our temperatures will be close to 40. And that's because we're bringing in our next storm system. So we'll be above freezing. So it's mainly going to be a rain event for us, for most of us anyway. I'll show you that in just a second. 28 in Muncie, 32 in Lafayette and Terre Haute. So there we're already up to the freezing mark, and temperatures will continue to warm as we work our way throughout the day with a little more of a southerly wind. Still wind chill values in the teens in some locations, so still have to bundle up, even though it's just not as cold as it was during yesterday morning's commute. Visibility not an issue right now. A little bit of clear skies still here to the north, but the overall trend this morning will be for the clouds to increase. And then you notice a few of these snow showers already starting to develop across parts of Illinois. Don't be shocked if you see a quick passing snow shower and or a rain shower this morning before the noon hour, but the bulk of this precipitation is not going to arrive until 12 o'clock and then onward throughout the afternoon hours. So most of the morning will be dry with just lots of clouds around. There's that temperature trend. Everybody should be above freezing here by about 10, 11 o'clock. And then the rain starts to make its way into the area. We'll talk more about the rain for today and then the Arctic blast for the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thanks. Let's take a look at traffic as you're heading out the door this Thursday morning. I-74 here in Thompson Road. This is on the southeast side where traffic is moving along up to speed, taking you around the metro area. I didn't see any crashes or slowdowns for your commutes, so that's great news if you do have to head out to work this morning. Raphael?
We begin with an eye-opening update on this developing story. Indiana health officials say the pandemic has been even deadlier than initially reported. Megan?
Raphael, they conducted an audit that revealed more than 1,500 Hoosiers have died from COVID-19 since March. State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Box says the audit cross-checked death certificates, the reporting hotline, and electronic reporting system revealing the new numbers. The additional deaths have been added to the dashboard this afternoon, bringing the state's death toll to more than 11,000 people. The State Health Department is also reporting 1,480 new cases of COVID-19. That is the fourth day in a row that the new cases have been below 2,000. More than 631,000 cases have been reported since the pandemic began, Lauren. Raphael.
Because vaccine supply, that's okay, because vaccine supply is limited in our country and across Indiana. The state is now offering more masks and hand sanitizers to protect essential workers. The Department of Health is opening a portal for critical infrastructure businesses to sign up for KN95 masks and hand sanitizers. This includes transportation, food service, utility workers, along with a dozen other groups. The state will also send more than 1 million masks to teachers and students across our state. Now, this program is expected to begin next week. For more information, go to coronavirus.in.gov for more information. Lauren?
Raphael, it is 6:03 on your Thursday. A local nonprofit is helping small business owners stay in business. It's a gesture that's especially helpful right now as many people try to survive and navigate this pandemic. WRTV's own Troy Washington is joining us live this morning to explain this new approach. Troy, good morning.
Good morning. They are calling it pandemic proof, and here's the thing, it allows customers to order their food without ever stepping into a kitchen or into a restaurant. And Be Nimble is working to help those minority groups and restaurants that may have been impacted by this pandemic.
They did not. They were not ready for things like that. And so you saw people generally disappear, close back. You saw other people get an influx of sales and not know what to do, how to handle it.
It's called a ghost kitchen, and Melon Kitchen will open its doors in March on Indiana Avenue. If you're interested in taking part in this, go to our website, WRTV.com, to learn more. Reporting live downtown, I'm Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you. The Rebound is our initiative to help you get back on your feet amid this pandemic, and we're holding officials accountable, Raphael.
WRTV Investigates Kara Kenny is asking the tough questions on this Thursday morning, including what you should do if you haven't received one of your federal stimulus payments.
Many Hoosiers are getting their W-2s and tax documents in the mail and getting ready to file their taxes. But the IRS says you need to take some important steps this year to make sure you get your full refund. It's been a challenging year for Indiana taxpayers. Indianapolis mother Christina Flores-Morales is frustrated waiting for her second stimulus check, especially when she got her first one no problem.
And it means a lot. I mean, I can pay quite a bit of my bills with this. I mean, I have my house payment to make and car payments.
Ashley Gahagan of Indianapolis also had issues getting her second stimulus payment when it went into the wrong account with her tax preparer.
Nobody really knows how to handle it or the next steps to take to try to get their money, and it's kind of caught in a middleman.
IRS spokesperson Luis Garcia explains some taxpayers saw delays if their refund was coming as a loan from their tax preparer instead of the IRS.
That's where there was a mix-up there, and the tax preparation companies did a good job of turning that around as quickly as possible and getting that money out to people.
WRTV Investigates is working for you and getting answers from the IRS.
How are things going right now with the second round of stimulus checks?
Well, the second round of stimulus is pretty much done.
But some Hoosiers are still missing their first or second stimulus check, or they got less than they're owed.
What should they do?
The way that you can reconcile that is by filing your tax return and filling out the part where it says recovery rebate credit.
What do you say to people that say, that's just a headache?
We're sorry for any headache that this may cause, but the fact is that the IRS has delivered over 160 million recovery rebate credits, and the vast majority have received it on time.
The National Taxpayer Advocates report to Congress outlined a slew of issues with the IRS impacting taxpayers, including lack of communication with the public about delays, inadequate telephone and in-person service, and long delays in processing paper tax returns.
Some people's returns, when they filed by paper, were held up because of our COVID protocols. In some cases, there were semi-trucks of tax returns that weren't processed for a month or two because we couldn't get to them. But as soon as we were able to safely and securely, they have been processed.
What is the IRS doing to improve its technology to better serve consumers?
The IRS is doing the absolute best that it can with the resources it has.
If you make less than $72,000 a year, remember you can file for free using IRS e-file rather than paying for a program or software.
It's the same thing, just free.
Make sure you do your homework before you hire a tax preparer, especially one that promises you a huge refund. The IRS says scammers can pose as tax preparers and steal your hard-earned money and your personal information. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
Kara, thank you. Well, more than 3 million babies were born in the year 2020. Coming up, how one Indiana woman is helping new mothers with their fitness goals. Raphael?
There's a large demand for healthcare workers across Indiana, especially registered nurses. In Hiring Hoosiers, the program that could put you on the fast track to getting one of those high-demand jobs. But first, your local forecast. Good morning, Todd.
Raphael, good morning to you. Happy Thursday, everybody. We're starting your day off dry here across central Indiana, but that'll change as the day goes on. Grab the umbrella. You'll need it throughout much of the afternoon and into the evening hours. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team Forecast.
Welcome back and good morning to you in Monrovia. Here's a live look at your commute here on I-70. This is a little bit west of State Road 39 where traffic is picking up, as you can see by the headlights there. Everything's moving along up to speed. We did have a little stalled semi. You can kind of see it there in the center of your screen. It's over in the right shoulder, so it's not slowing down traffic this morning. Of course, we'll continue to monitor your roads and keep you updated. All right, Raphael, so students eager to join the fight against COVID-19 are training to save lives right here in Indianapolis.
And Hiring Hoosiers every single day connects you to jobs and training programs, especially in those high-demand fields like nursing. I want you to meet Bridget McHugh and Elizabeth Lee. They are enrolled at Chamberlain University's Fast Track Nursing Program to earn their bachelor's degree in less than 3 years. The nursing industry needs students like them to get their degrees and to start working. Registered nurses are listed in the highest demand category by the Indiana Department of Workforce Development.
I think the thing that drives my passion most is getting to be able to be hands-on with people and help them. I think everybody finds a natural high to helping people and that feedback from them, knowing that you're making their lives better.
I think I'm just really thankful and excited to go into this field and be able to work with amazing healthcare workers during this difficult time.
Best of luck to both Elizabeth and to Bridget. Chamberlain University is currently enrolling students to start classes on May the 3rd. The Indianapolis campus is located near Keystone at the Crossing. Now, for more information on this program and many other programs and jobs, go to hiringhoosiers.com.
Many women are going through pregnancy, delivery, and postpartum for the first time during a global pandemic. So WRTV's Kelsey Anderson joins us with how one woman is working to help all mothers navigate the changes.
Whether it's lifting, cardio, or a mixture of both, many of us find mental clarity in working out and staying fit. And Indiana native Sarah Bomar says whether you're pregnant or in postpartum, you don't have to give that up. Sarah Bomar is from South Bend, Indiana. She went through her first pregnancy last year, and now her baby Oakley is 6 months old. As this was her first pregnancy, Bomar noticed there was a lot of misinformation out there on what women can and cannot do while they're pregnant and in postpartum. So the certified personal trainer got another certification in prenatal and postpartum fitness training while she was pregnant. She then created this free guide for women to go to for all of their prenatal and postpartum questions in regards to fitness and nutrition.
Because there's free bad information out there, so I wanted to make a guide with free good information for women, because it's very overwhelming when you're pregnant. All the books and everyone's opinions and all the doctor's appointments, and you start researching all of these things and everything contradicts everything.
Bomar says even if you are 5 or more years postpartum, this guide can still be helpful to you. She says it doesn't matter when you start. She just wants women to know this.
You don't have to live in a body that doesn't make you feel good just because you had a baby.
Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
All right, thank you there, Kelsey. The time now is 6:14 as you get your Thursday going here across the area. We're going to get that workout in outdoors. This morning it's colder, but it's dry. This afternoon it's going to be a little bit warmer, but we're going to bring some precipitation in as you kind of plan your day out. 27 degrees right now with a wind chill of 18, but the winds are out of the southeast, and that's a little bit of a warmer wind direction compared to that chilly northwesterly wind we've been dealing with throughout much of the week, and that's going to help to bring the temperatures eventually above freezing freezing. We're at freezing right now in Lafayette and Terre Haute, but everybody else is still below freezing this morning. But the precipitation is still a little ways off to our west, so that is good news for us. We don't have to worry about too much in the way of any wintry precipitation. Now, throughout the morning hours, temperatures slowly climb. By 10 a.m., we are up to 32 degrees. By 11 a.m., 34. That puts us above freezing. And then we stay above freezing throughout the afternoon hours. So anything that does fall should melt away. Now, we will likely mix in some snow in northern locations, but your temperatures will be above freezing as well. So while it could maybe stick on some of the cooler surfaces, such as the ground, the grassy areas, the ground's probably too warm and too wet for it to stick and cause some accumulation, so that's good news. The exception is late tonight as temperatures fall below freezing. We could run into a few issues. Here's what's heading our way. We'll go over to TrueCast and time it out for you hour by hour. Before the noon hour, there could be a brief little spurt of some rain and snow, not going to cause any issues. But by the time we get to 1, 2 o'clock, the steady rain is making its way through the area. Here's that mixing that's showing up on TrueCast that could take place. Again, whatever falls shouldn't cause any issues on the roadways and then no accumulation as far as the snow goes while the sun is up. Once the sun sets, here we are at 7:30. This is when we could get a few slick spots here in northern locations as the temperatures start to cool off and we lose the warmth of the sun. Even though it's behind the clouds, the sun, when it's up, still works. That's magic here across the area, even this time of year. And then overnight tonight, it's much more quiet. The problem is tomorrow morning, we're below freezing. We're at 21 degrees, and we really don't get above freezing. So there could be some refreezing that takes place. So watch out for some slick spots tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it's a dry day for us, a little breezy with temperatures in the 30s. Fast forward to Saturday. Most of Saturday is dry, but during the evening hours, there's going to be a quick little burst of snow that comes through. And this is the leading edge of that Arctic air. Could see a quick 1 to maybe 2 inches of snow across parts of the area. And then the Arctic air comes in. By the time we get to Sunday morning, wind chill values well below 0. Sunday's high is only 9. And then slowly we start to see the temperatures come up a little bit next week, but still very chilly, Lauren, with snow showers in the forecast several days in a row.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Pretty quiet for your commute this Thursday. This is I-74 and Dandy Trail to our west. You can see traffic is moving along smoothly. So if you're traveling through Brownsburg, the west side of Indianapolis, Fitzroy, you shouldn't have any problems along Interstate 74 for your commute. But of course, we'll continue to monitor things and keep you updated.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. And all NCAA Division III Winter Championship tournaments are now canceled. That includes men's basketball, which was supposed to be held in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The NCAA says they made the decision because of low participation numbers from schools. Swimming, indoor track, and hockey are among other sports with championship cancellations. The D3 men's basketball Final Four will return to Indiana for the next few years. Fort Wayne is contracted to host again through 2026.
And the Indy 11 is going back home again for the 2021 season. The soccer team announced that they will play once again at IUPUI's Carroll Stadium. They played there from 2014 all the way through 2017 before moving to Lucas Oil. The Indy 11 say they will play at Carroll while they wait for the new stadium to be built. The location for the so-called 11 Park is expected to be announced by the end of March.
So Amazon is building its new Virginia headquarters, and it isn't going to be your ordinary campus. Take a look at this. This is the design proposal that includes 3 22-story buildings, an outdoor amphitheater, public plazas, and this double helix tower. The helix will be a glass spiral structure covered with trees. That's where a series of alternate work environments will be. Parking will also be below ground. The project still needs approval, but if it does get the okay, construction would begin next year and be complete by 2025. Well, it's free to get your COVID-19 vaccine, but some Americans say they're still being charged a fee. What you need to know so you don't waste your money.
Only 3 more days until Super Bowl 55, and Good Morning America is ready. ABC's Will Reeve reports live from Tampa with a closer look at how Tom Brady is preparing for his 10th Super Bowl appearance, plus interviews with the stars of some hilarious upcoming Super Bowl ads. John Cena and Ryan Reynolds coming up on GMA.
And on this Thursday, get your maximum healthy heart rate with that music would be great. 220 minus your age. February, as you know, is American Heart Month, and each morning right here on Good Morning Indiana, we'll share a tip to help you and your family stay heart healthy. The tips are all part of the Go Red for Women campaign, sponsored by the American Heart Association. Let's take a quick look outside. A big good morning to Martinsville, Marion, McCordsville, and Monrovia, all great places to call home right here in central Indiana. You're watching Good Morning Indiana on WRTV.
Welcome back. Time now is 6:23. This is the point in the morning where we talk about what's trending. And I want to start with a sweet treat, you guys. Beginning February 19th, Girl Scouts will start selling cookies outside of retail stores. And if you order directly from a Scout, your sweet treats will be delivered soon. Semi-trucks full of Girl Scout cookies arrived in central Indiana. And remember, Girl Scouts are also partnering with Grubhub this year, so you can get your cookies delivered right to your front door, Lauren.
Oh man, saw the Samoas there. Those are my faves.
Craving them now.
Yes. Ooh, okay, so it's not just a meme anymore. Soon you'll be able to buy your own pair of Bernie mittens. Remember these? Second grade teacher Jen Ellis gave Sanders the famous mittens years ago during a campaign stop. She made them herself out of old wool sweater and fleece made out of plastic bottles. Well, now she's partnering with Vermont Teddy Bear to begin production on more mittens. No word yet on when the sales will begin. You just never know when a gift could become a huge business opportunity.
I'd like a pair. They're cool.
I'm going to start knitting. Yeah, I'm going to start knitting something this year, see what happens.
Very warm looking.
So let me take... Yes, indeed, and we need that today. Let me take you behind the scenes. Yesterday, some of you asked if I was back at the WRTV studios based on what you're seeing right now on your television. But thanks to green screen technology, it looks like that I am there at 1330 North Meridian Street, but really behind me is a green screen. Director Emily, make the switch. That downtown image is projected on this green screen, the same green screen that Todd Clausen uses on his weather maps. Now, the only difference between Todd and I is that I am 5 feet shorter. Nonetheless, at some point, as you can see behind me, behind this green screen truly is the cities of Franklin, the towns of Bargersville and Trafalgar. And then, of course, the beautiful image that Emily will put back up there. WRTV, of course, continues to practice social distancing, and all of us appreciate that very much so. Todd, I would love a nice sunshine, something with the sun on my green screen, and maybe to be 3 feet taller. I don't know. I'm sure I'll get the sun before I grow.
I'm sure you can get the sunshine on that green screen before you. I think you probably hit your growth spurt already, Raphael. I mean, I'm no doctor, but I think you're past that growth spurt. But nonetheless, no sunshine in the forecast today either. In fact, we have some rain that is heading our way. You can see it off to our west. The morning hours, for the most part, are going to be dry. That is the good news. There could be a hit or miss shower, a quick passing snow shower this morning. Don't be shocked if one quickly moves through your neighborhood. But for the most part, we're dry until the afternoon. But then it turns into a pretty steady rain, and it mixes with a little bit of snow as we get closer to sunset. Although we're not expecting any accumulation from that snow, especially in northern locations, because the temperatures will still be above freezing. But definitely, if you do have plans this afternoon, have that umbrella handy. You will need it from about 1 o'clock through about 7, 8 o'clock before the rain comes to an end. Megan?
Todd, thank you. And the government is spending billions of dollars to give Americans a COVID-19 vaccine for free. But why do some people have to pay still? Consumer reporter John Matarese explains so you don't waste your money.
Are you getting excited about getting your COVID vaccine? Many of us are, which then brings up the question, will you have to pay for it? The U.S. government is paying billions to develop, ship, and inject the COVID vaccine into as many as 300 million Americans over the next year. That means the Moderna, Pfizer, or Johnson vaccine should be free when you ultimately get your jab. But complaints are coming in from some of the first senior citizens to receive theirs that they were charged a fee, from $25 to $50 in many cases. What gives? In most cases, it's a doctor or hospital fee. The CDC says vaccination providers can charge an administration fee for giving someone a shot. If you're charged, contact your insurance company. It's considered preventative and should be fully covered under the Affordable Care Act. If you're on Medicare or Medicaid, those agencies are supposed to pay for the shot, so ask questions if somebody tries to bill you so you don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It is 6:30 here on your Thursday morning. Let's take a look at your news feed. Services will begin today for 4 family members murdered on the Northeast Side late last month. Crown Hill Funeral Home is handling the arrangements for Kezzie Childs, Raymond Childs Jr., Elijah Childs, and Rita Childs. Visitation is set for this afternoon at 4 p.m. Family members tell us the funeral will be tomorrow. Exact details of the funeral have not been released yet.
A heads up, if your plans include going to the BMV today, the Bureau of Motor Vehicles will close from 8:30 to 10:30 this morning. The closure is to allow for staff training. Normal hours will resume following the closure.
The pandemic continues to take a toll on hospital patients and hospital workers. On Wednesday, members of the community showed those who provide and need care that they are not forgotten. The Park and Pray took place outside of IU Health West Hospital in Avon. Participants say this is one way to safely show support for healthcare heroes and the people battling COVID-19.
We do want to get right to our forecast with Todd Clausen. Todd, today isn't too bad of a day, but we have some changes heading our way.
Yeah, you know, it's a very active weather forecast for us, not only today with the rain later on this afternoon and mixing it with some snow, but going forward, a lot of minor snow opportunities and a lot of very, very cold air heading our way. It's quiet this morning as you get going. Skies are mostly cloudy. Temperatures right now range from 32 in Lafayette to 27 degrees in Indianapolis. The winds are out of the southeast, and I point that out, not because of the strength of the wind. It's really not all that bad this morning, but the wind direction is going to help to bring our temperatures above freezing by this afternoon, which will be key because some precipitation is going to be heading our way. Now, you notice a little bit of snow here in southern Illinois. It's not a question this morning. There could be a quick passing snow shower or a quick passing rain shower, but the bulk of the steady rainfall will hold off until later on this afternoon. But definitely, if you are walking out the door right now and you're not going to be home until the afternoon or evening hours, bring the umbrella with you. You don't need it again this morning, but once we get past the noon hour and beyond throughout the rest of the evening, you will need to have the rain gear handy. The rain will be pretty steady. You could see about a half an inch of rain, but look at the temperatures, all above freezing. So even if we mix a few snow showers in northern locations, we are not expecting any accumulation. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at your commute this morning. Here's a live look at I-65 and Southern Avenue, south of the downtown area. You can see traffic is moving along up to speed there this morning. No delays to slow you down. And I'm not monitoring any crashes around the interstates in central Indiana, so that's great news if you do have to head out to work early this Thursday. Raphael?
It is an effort that was cooked up to help restaurants survive the economic fallout from this pandemic. WRTV's Troy Washington is live this morning with the program hoping to save jobs. Troy, good morning.
Well, we'll have Troy hopefully shortly in just a little bit. Turning now to another story, we're looking at the state health officials, and they're saying that they're looking better numbers of COVID-19 cases, Lauren.
Yeah, those hospitalizations we've been monitoring this entire pandemic are trending downward, Megan, as more Hoosiers get vaccinated. The state is taking steps to keep the numbers going in the right direction.
And that includes providing essential workers with personal protective equipment. The Department of Health is opening a portal where businesses can sign up to receive KN95 masks and hand sanitizer. Also, with many schools reporting low transmission of the virus, State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Box announced new guidelines.
We will no longer require quarantine or contact tracing if the students and teachers remain at least 3 feet apart and are wearing a mask at all times in just the classroom. I want to emphasize that this is for the classroom setting only. It does not apply to lunch, athletics, band, orchestra, choir, or any other school setting where students may gather, nor does it apply to classrooms in which students have been allowed to remove their masks.
Guidance will be shared with school districts this week. The changes go into effect on Monday, Lauren.
So, Megan, let's take a look at the latest coronavirus numbers here. The State Department of Health reporting nearly 1,500 new cases of the coronavirus. That's the lowest single-day report since October 7th. That is good news. Health officials also report 36 additional Hoosiers, though, have died with the virus. The state also updated the county metrics map. This morning, only 4 counties remain in the red status. You see them there, and more counties are now in the next to lowest category of yellow. One of those is Monroe County, the home of Bloomington. It has the lowest positivity rate of the virus in the state right now. Monroe County reported 16 new cases on Wednesday and no new deaths. Raphael?
Good morning to Fishers, Franklin, and Martinsville this morning. At the Statehouse, lawmakers are pulling the plug on a bill preventing employers from requiring workers from getting the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, under the bill, employees would have been allowed to decline the vaccine for either medical, religious, or personal reasons. The bill would also have allowed workers to sue employers requiring a vaccine as a condition of employment. Those backing the bill said it's important for protecting personal freedom.
And more than 3 million babies were born in 2020, and that means a number of new moms are going through postpartum for the first time. Coming up, how one woman is helping new moms through the process.
Plus, the WRTV storm team forecasting some bitter cold temperatures as we head into next week. Coming up, we'll have tips from animal advocates to keep your furry family members safe. It is 6:33. Stick around. Good Morning Indiana. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. So more than 3 million babies were born in 2020. That means many women are going through pregnancy, delivery, postpartum, all those appointments for the first time in this global pandemic, Raphael.
And Lauren, WRTV's Kelsey Anderson is the fittest member of our team. She's been working out all morning long, as we've seen her, right? And now she has a story of how one woman is working to help all moms navigate these key changes.
Whether it's lifting, cardio, or a mixture of both, many of us find mental clarity in working out and staying fit. And Indiana native Sarah Bomar says whether you're pregnant or in postpartum, you don't have to give that up.
She's so just lively and she's just such a happy baby. Like it's awesome.
Sarah Bomar is talking about her 6-month-old Oakley.
Yeah, it was definitely strange. Obviously, my first pregnancy during all of this.
As this was her first pregnancy, Bomar noticed there was a lot of misinformation out there on what women can and can't do. So the certified personal trainer got another certification in prenatal and postpartum fitness training while she was pregnant.
I mean, there's this generic, don't lift more than 15 pounds. And I'm like, what if you have a toddler who's 20 pounds? You can't pick them up the entire time you're pregnant.
That's why she created this free pregnancy and postpartum guide for all women, no matter how far along they are in their postpartum journey. It's never too late to start. I have a lot of women that message me and they're like, well, I'm 5 years postpartum. And I'm like, well, you can still start now. There's not a bad time to start. You don't have to live in a body that doesn't make you feel good just because you had a baby. She tells me she created this guide to give women a single place to go so they don't have to read or hear contradictory blanket statements about what a woman can and cannot do during and after pregnancy. You don't have to just sit at home and, just sit on the couch. If you want to, that's fine, but you don't have to. So that free guide includes workouts you can do, workouts you shouldn't do, and nutrition guides for both pregnancy and postpartum. For more information on that, head over to WRTV.com. Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Kelsey, thank you. With frigid and dangerous temperatures approaching central Indiana, animal advocates are getting the word out to keep your pets safe. Friends of Indianapolis Dogs Outside, or FIDO volunteers, are doing outreach letting dog owners know about the city's care and treatment ordinance. It says you must bring your dog inside if temperatures drop to 20 degrees or below. Violators can face a citation from the city, but FIDO says their goal is to simply educate pet owners about the dangers of cold weather. They say it is acceptable to let your dog outside briefly.
Just for very short periods, 10, 20 minutes, just to run around and do their business and come back in. But, we're most concerned about these dogs that live outside, and when temperatures are getting as cold as they're predicted, dogs suffer and they can literally die in these temperatures.
Take care of your furry friends, and FIDO is offering resources like training crates, flea treatments, and other supplies. If you see a dog left outside in the frigid cold, you should report it to the Mayor's Action Center or through the Request Indy app. Raphael?
It is an effort created to help restaurants survive the economic fallout from the pandemic. WRTV's Troy Washington is live this morning with a program that is really hoping to save jobs. Troy, good morning.
Good morning. Now, here's how it works. A lot of people are using their smartphone to order food right now. So the program is hoping that people are looking forward to not even stepping into a kitchen or a restaurant. And that's just where times are going, especially during this pandemic. So they're working to keep minority businesses going.
Something is happening where people want the food and they want it now. To be able to order McDonald's to your front door without going through the drive-thru. It's happening. The transition is already here. We're not going back now that people are used to getting their food just like that.
Ghost Kitchen, Melon Kitchen will open on Indiana Avenue in March. So if you're interested in signing up, just go to WRTV.com. Reporting live downtown, I'm Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you so much for that. Getting a COVID test for some can be somewhat uncomfortable, with the nasal swab and all. New this morning how a group of Indy researchers are looking to change that. But first, your local forecast on this Thursday with TK. Good morning, sir.
Hey, Raphael, good morning to you. We're starting the day off dry here on this Thursday across central Indiana. But you want to grab the umbrella as you walk out the door this morning. You won't need it this morning, but once we get to the afternoon and evening hours, it is going to turn into a pretty steady rain with maybe a few snow showers mixed in. We'll break it all down for you coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana on this Thursday morning. It's 6:43 and you can get a live look right here at your commute on I-65. This is near 38th Street on the northwest side of town. Traffic is traveling up to speed. No crashes right now around the metro area to slow down your commute. Okay, guys, so you may have heard or read about dogs sniffing out and can tell if someone is infected with COVID-19.
And so this is really a cool story, I think. One group of scientists at IUPUI is working on trying to figure out what are those dogs smelling, what are they sniffing out, so they can make a breathalyzer test to identify COVID in people.
That's right, Ralph. And all new this morning, I introduce you to the team behind the research.
Inside IUPUI's School of Engineering and Technology, a small group of scientists is working hard to help fellow Hoosiers get out of this pandemic.
We have two sensors testing right now.
All of the sights and sounds are part of the process to create a COVID-19 breathalyzer. It's a concept IUPUI professor Mangalal Agrawal came up with. He wondered if they could develop a sensor that can detect the change in someone's breath when they have COVID-19.
Using breathalyzer in medical field is kind of new.
Agrawal says they started researching last April and they hope to have the breathalyzer mass-produced by the end of this year.
We have a confidence that it will be successful and we can make things happen.
So how does it work? That's where teamwork comes in.
As we're talking about it, it's going to directly inject into the gas chromatograph.
It starts with getting volunteers to breathe air into bags. Then the breath samples are carefully transferred into vials. This machine helps break down the samples to molecules and turns it to digital data. Mark Woolham is the PhD student who helps with this step.
I really think our tactic is very unique.
He says this project is personal.
We really have a chance to make an impact in the community.
And his feelings are shared.
It means a lot because I'm here to work to help people through engineering.
Master student Paula Ingridita Riviera uses her engineering skills to move the project forward by testing the samples on breathalyzer sensors.
Where all the information is going to be collected and sent via Bluetooth.
She says the sensors are so specific that the goal is for the breathalyzer to identify COVID whether someone's symptomatic or not.
We put them in our testing chamber and we test them at different environmental parameters.
The goal is to get the prototype right by this summer.
Get a result with hopefully, over 90% accuracy.
It's going to be in the maybe 1,000 hours of work in and more work to go.
Assistant Research Professor Amanda Siegel says this breathalyzer is a sign of hope.
If we had a simple test that could be used if you want to be around people who are immune compromised or even elderly, this could maybe help open up nursing homes again.
It's invaluable research.
There are a lot of benefits of the technology itself, regardless of whether it is for COVID or any other infectious disease.
That'll help the community get back to a normal, safe, and healthy life.
So this concept is nothing new. People can buy a portable blood alcohol breathalyzer for just $50. So Agrawal says the COVID breathalyzer could be just as affordable once they're into production phase. Lauren.
Megan, that's so cool. I mean, we talked about the nursing homes. We all want to get back to that normal life, whatever that looks like. So I think a lot of people are wondering, how can they help? How can someone like me or you help just from our home?
Well, the team started collecting samples back in November, but right now they're recruiting for participants to give them more breath samples, especially from people who are asymptomatic but had a positive COVID-19 test in the last 3 to 4 days.
Super cool.
Thank you. Well, time now is 6:47, and let's get a check of the cool weather with Todd Clausen.
Yeah, temperatures are going to be critical today. Anytime you're talking about a storm moving in during the winter time, you need to know what the temperatures are going to be. And look at the spread right now across the state. 22 in Richmond, 27 in Indianapolis, but Terre Haute and Sullivan now at or just above freezing. So the warmer air is slowly going to continue to work its way into our area throughout the course of the day today as the precipitation moves in. And the good news is by the time the precipitation moves in, we should be above freezing. So it's mainly a rain event for us. Sorry to break that news to all the snow lovers out there, because I know there are some people that love the snow. But by about 10 a.m. to 11, everybody should be above freezing. And then here's where our high temperatures are going today. Even in northern locations, you get above freezing. 35 in Logansport, 36 in Frankfort, 37 in Muncie, 38 here in Indy, 40 in Martinsville, as well as Bedford and Seymour. For those of you in southern locations, I don't think you really have to worry about any snow mixing in at all. Here's the current satellite radar picture. The clouds continue to move in, starting to get some returns on radar of rain and snow across southern Illinois. Don't be shocked here this morning if you get a quick passing snow shower and or a brief shower, but the bulk of the steady rainfall is going to be throughout the afternoon hours. And you notice this starting to fill in a little bit more in the last few frames. Here's that quick little burst of precipitation at the onset that'll move through during the morning hours. When you see it, it should be very, very brief. But then here comes the steady precipitation by 1, 2 o'clock overspreading the area. And throughout the afternoon and evening hours, you're going to want to have the umbrella handy. And the rain could be actually pretty heavy at times, and we could see over ½ an inch in spots. I know you see the pink here, which is mixed precipitation moving in, and then the snow to the north. Don't be surprised as the sun starts to set that we get a little bit of a changeover in northern locations, but I think temperatures will still be above freezing. What the model's doing is if you can get heavy precipitation, it can cool its surrounding air, so then it changes over to either sleet and or snow from rain, but when it hits the ground, temperatures are still above freezing, and then it basically melts away. So not expecting issues on the roadways. Any minor accumulation would mainly be on grassy areas. Now this evening, as the precipitation comes to an end, the temperatures will start to fall. And if you're going to be out overnight tonight or during the day tomorrow, temperatures will be below freezing. We're getting a lot of rain today. You know where this is going. There's going to be refreezing that takes place. So tomorrow morning, there definitely could be some slick spots out there. Be aware of that. Tomorrow's a pretty quiet day, but a cold and breezy day with temperatures in the 30s. Then we get to Saturday, and we get a quick little moving clipper system that comes through. Could see 1 to maybe 2 inches of snow in spots Saturday night into Sunday morning. But what that clipper system is going to do, it's going to unlock all that really, really cold air that is going to come in. And we're still on track for that Arctic blast. The wind chills don't look quite as harsh as they were earlier in the week when we were showing you -30 to -35. But look, anytime you're dealing with wind chills that are going to be in the negative numbers, you have to kind of prepare yourself and limit your time outdoors. So make sure you do that on Sunday with a high temperature. That's only going to be right around 9-10 degrees. And then we slowly warm up as we head into next week, but still several opportunities, Lauren, for snow showers Monday, Tuesday, and again on Wednesday.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look at your commute this morning. We do have a crash to show you right now, and it's just a little east of the downtown area. So look here closely at our camera at I-70 at Rural Street and Keystone Avenue. The center of the screen, you can see several flashing lights of emergency vehicles. We are monitoring a crash right now in the eastbound direction, so heading to the east side, leaving the downtown area. This is impacting you. 2 left lanes are blocked at this time. You can see those blocked there on your screen. Traffic is still getting by in the right lane at this hour, but things are slowing down. We're creating a backup from about the downtown area in the north split over here to the rural Keystone exits. It could grow as we get more into the rush hour, so this is something we'll continue to keep our eyes on. Just be aware of that if you're traveling through downtown to the east side. Raphael?
We are just days away from Super Bowl 55. Coming up, GMA takes a look at how Tom Brady is preparing for his 10th Super Bowl appearance, and as well an incredible live surprise that you won't want to miss right here on WRTV.
Plus, parts of central Indiana could see snow later today. After the break, we're looking at the product everyone was talking about back in 1981 and if it actually worked. Stay with us. You want to see the story right after the break.
Welcome back. We are still monitoring slowdowns leaving the downtown area, heading to the east side due to a crash here at Rural Street, Keystone Avenue. It's looking like at this time maybe all lanes are blocked off just for a minute here. We did have some traffic moving in that far right lane. Looks like it's moving just barely past this crash scene. So expect delays if you're heading through the downtown area going eastbound on I-70 and heading past Rural Street and Keystone Avenue. We'll continue to monitor this, but give yourself that extra time. Well, Raphael, Megan, it's a time of the week where we jump into the archives here for our Throwback Thursday.
And of course, Todd is forecasting, of course, cold weather, the potential for snow in the next couple of days, which could mean some shoveling, and maybe, just maybe, I can power up that zzz, that snowblower. That's the snowblower sound.
Oh, I'm hoping for you, Raphael, but while you're itching to use your snowblower, back in February 1981, WRTV consumer reporter Ben Morrison was excited to try this thermo melter, a newspaper and promised to turn your car into a power snow and ice melting machine for less than $10. And here's what Morrison learned about the device with so much promise.
After about 10 minutes use, nothing was happening. The instructions for the thermo melter also said it would unfreeze door locks. We found no evidence of that. Plus, how do you start the car if you're locked out to begin with? Well, then, what about clearing off the driveway and the sidewalk as the instructions clearly show? Again, you be the judge. Although it's there in black and white that the thermal melter will melt ice and snow in seconds, ours certainly did not. But there was one technique for moving the snow.
Thermo melter's advertisement promised a money-back guarantee if it didn't work. Morrison's advice: save the $10 and buy yourself an ice scraper for just 99 cents, you guys. Lesson learned.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully we don't need that, Todd.
You won't need that today. That is the good news. You will need an umbrella, though, if you're going to be out and about today, as we'll get into a steady rain. There could be a few spot showers this morning, but the steady rainfall is going to be this afternoon, and there will be some snow, I think, that mixes in, as you see here across parts of northern central Indiana as we get closer to sunset. Little to no accumulation, no. Better snow chances on Saturday with a quick moving system, and then we also have the Arctic air that's coming in Sunday and Monday with wind chills well below zero.
Thank you. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with the latest news, weather, and traffic updates. We'll see you then.